y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us for the next episode of The Urban Village. I am Shawana Carter, your founder, the chief hope dealer of Carter's House. And of course, I brought my girls with me today.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, I got Akins over there in the corner.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
And I brought my road dog, JJ.
Y'all know I'm out here cooking.
Yes, indeed. And so today we are live at the MLK Food Park, Phase 4. We are so happy to be out loving on our community and letting them love on us. We're going to talk a little bit more about what's going on, but I want y'all to take a moment and meet the founder, the designer, the urban planner, the extraordinaire, Miss D. Powell, who put this thing together, and it's been going for a minute. What's going on, D?
I appreciate y'all having me. I appreciate y'all coming out, man. I don't know about the extraordinaire, but I be trying.
You got it.
I be trying.
You got it, you got it.
Yeah, y'all. Listen, just so you know, I knew about you before I knew you, so extraordinaire fits just
man.
fine, honey.
Man, I appreciate y'all. So we started as a pilot program further down the street on MLK and Home.
All right.
So I was brought in as like a contractor for a bigger entity, like a Trek.
Okay.
So it was Trek. Better Block was the one that contracted with me, and then it was involved with Cornerstone and St. Phillips. So they did it to activate the space, but also to. Right here? Okay, my bad. So it was to challenge mobile food vending policy. As you can see, the policy looks a little different, a little further on our side of town. Whereas it's like in Cloud Warren.
Yeah.
And it was hurting mostly vendors of color, black in particular. And to really show the space, it had been vacant for almost a decade, you know what I'm saying? And that spot that we were at saw a lot of activity. So it was really you can do this in any community. It don't got to be a certain income, a certain race, a certain type of people. And that's been the intention, continuing it.
Awesome. So for those that don't know, we are in the heart of sunny South Dallas on MLK Boulevard. If you have time, come on out, because we'll be here till 5. Yes, it's hot. Bring your wet towels and bring some water and come on out here and hang out. However, what you need to know is MLK is a food desert. We have one grocery store in South Dallas. One. And if a bus ride from here, if you are in, I think the nearest grocery store is in Pleasant Grove, Hunting.
Yeah.
So for a bus ride around here to get to the grocery store, that's easily 45 minutes to an hour. Imagine being 65, 70 years old, you got to drag your groceries back home on a bus. That's an hour one way, y'all. So this food park, while it's not designed to give food, it's designed to bring awareness to what we don't have over here. And that's what D came in and made sure. Like, you go to Clive Warren, it's a whole trail of food trucks outside, right?
Yes.
You can get whatever you want while you out there.
For sure.
You can just chill and have a good time. So D is creating that same space in the middle of what most people would define as the hood,
Sure.
right? And so for D, I got a question. So you've done this 4 times. This is phase 4.
Yes, ma'am.
So how long does this go on?
We on the road to permanency. I think a big thing that sets my organization, DRBTS, or Do Right by the Streets.
First of all, I like that. I love it. When I realized what the logo meant, I was like, do right by the streets. Yeah, we're in the right place. We are in the right place. Yeah.
Being an urban planner by day, I work in the public sector, so I work in the city too. You look. A lot of groups do this, for temporary. You know what I'm saying? Like the state fair, it comes for 30-ish days and it leaves, and the community's left to pick up the pieces and pick up the trash, and they gotta go back to normal. So the end goal really is permanency. They always have a safe space, and as we grow, hopefully we'll be somewhere that's less concrete and more green space, so it can really feel like a park.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All the parks that they have building that are coming around this area.
For sure.
I think it'll be a definitely
and
easy partnership.
And a big thing that I try to get people, like, we're not trying to take it from the community center. Like, they're doing what they do. We're not trying to take it from the parks either. That's not going to solve the issues, you know what I'm saying? I always tell people, the food is really just to get people out here. I want them to see everything else. So it's, creating an ecosystem. We're on the road to permanency, trying to find a permanent home for the park. And what that looks like, it changes for sure, but we want to be able to have a place where vendors can come, sell their goods, see people that look like them, and vice versa.
That's right.
Not just food trucks, but as you can see, Hope Boy's Kitchen, it's not your typical vegan food, you know what I'm saying?
It's not.
And me learning this community, like, I'm originally from Arlington, so I'm from the other way on 20, you know what I'm saying? I always consider myself grateful that I was brought in and welcomed in to, like, be in the heart of it.
So D, me and you two peas in the pot. Because I'm a suburb baby who landed over
I'm
here.
a suburb baby. I ain't even gonna cap.
I landed over here and had to learn my way through this
I grew up
thing.
over here. I've been over here for 35 years. Grew up right there on South Boulevard. So I done seen these streets. It's been my block for 35 years, y'all.
And this was something as we continued on the permanency, I felt like we didn't necessarily touch on in the original phase was we relied on St. Philip's and Cornerstone for feedback. And if you don't go to those churches, you ain't in the mix. If your kids don't go to St. Philip's, you're not in the mix. You know what I mean? So for me, and how I met Miss Wise, she was a vendor that signed up in the original one. You know, I asked her, I was like, take me to Stop Dallas on a regular day. A regular day.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
that's
Take me
real.
everywhere. And they took me everywhere. Went to the craft house. You know what I'm saying?
Cold place.
So I wanted to see the community. Like, you don't need nobody else telling you the obvious about schools, food deserts. They know that already. It's apparent. This was more to better. This is more, like you said, we can't solve the grocery store issue. But we putting people like, they come in here now, they coming to South Dallas now.
That's right.
And we building this stability that we're like, okay, we don't need your money, but we gonna take it, but it's gonna be on our terms. You know what I'm saying?
It means exactly what you say, because the more times people come over here, they shop over here, then they have to experience the same things that people who live over here 7 days a week experience.
Exactly.
So when you come over here, you all of a sudden you need something, you realize you need to go to the grocery store. You like, wait a minute, y'all ain't got no grocery store?
Listen,
What? Y'all ain't got this, y'all ain't got that? But you'll never know it if you ain't setting up places like this for people to be able to come out and really experience.
And it's a matter of growth, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still working on trying to get groceries out here so people can, again, not take away from the people that do free groceries. Not at all. But sometimes, like she said, it's just a trick. Like, Fiesta's here, Save-A-Lot's here, but that went, I mean, it didn't go the way that they intended it early on, you know what I'm saying? Fiesta can be hit and miss when it comes to fresh produce or something that's not expired. You know, that 45-minute trip, even if you're not elderly, even if you have kids.
That's right. Listen, my first trip over here with my daughters, I was going to visit a French church off of Said. And I had my kids when we got off of 30. I said, y'all count how many grocery stores we see. And as we rode down Robert B. Cullum, and they saw the Fiesta, and we kept riding all the way down to Robert L. Parrish Drive. And I was like, y'all seen the grocery store? They was like, no, they only got one. At the time, we lived in Irving, and I had 3 grocery stores within walking distance.
Right.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And they weren't like, I had a Fiesta, a Kroger, and I had a Aldi. And it was like, I got 3 different options to get my groceries. These people have one.
Exactly.
And for my kids, it was like, but why? You know what I'm saying? One of my mentors had conversations with Kroger, and they were like, we can't come over here because they can't afford to buy.
And that's
But
funny.
they gotta eat.
That's funny that you say that because, I mean, being in urban planning, you know, we're supposed to be, you know, we lay out the city. We help people go where they need to go, and other things. I'm going to say this, and we joke about it. So I live in Port Arthur, Texas now, like on the other side of Houston.
Yep.
I come through this small city called Willis. Willis got 6,000 people, give or take. They got a Kroger marketplace off the highway. You can't tell me it's based off of demographics and population. People gonna spend the money. Kroger accept EBT. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
They base it off the median.
Yeah.
They base it off some other things.
they base it. It's an assumption of how much money you think they gonna
That's
spend.
exactly it, D.
Right.
So that's why, like, when the whole thing with HEB come in, when they went to Plano, it's not that they didn't have the space. You know, people will talk all day about the vacant lots and stuff down there, the buildings that are boarded up. They got the landscape. It's really the matter of they don't think people will spend this money, but they do. They will. You know what I'm saying?
If they're given the opportunity to, and that's the thing, they're not willing to give them the opportunity to do what they need to do.
Exactly.
And all they're asking for is a chance.
That's it.
Supplies for what we need, and we make sure you
For sure.
covered, you're taken care of.
Exactly. Because the grocery store now turns into more. Like, now it can hold, maybe has a commercial kitchen. So now it's helping people that want to get started in food, or maybe they have a bakery. They're doing different things. Like the food park space is really just, like I said, it reels people in when they see trucks and stuff like that. But it's more to it than that. For the people that are really trying to dive deep into that culinary aspect or get their business started. You know, a lot of these businesses, when we had the original one, they said, you know, we started out of a pandemic. They got laid off, or hours got cut, or they just quit their job.
Yep.
So they found a way to maneuver and adapt. And that's where we are now, getting permanent. We're trying to figure out what that looks like as a, you know, we always have a place to go. We have the infrastructure. Like, this lot people have gotten accustomed to, but I can probably tell you we're going to be here forever for the fact that it has another use. You know what I'm saying? On the other side, they have, you know, medical offices and a pharmacy. and just the maintenance of it, you know.
Right.
I'm a one woman show at the moment, but I'm grateful for this type of community because they do a lot that I don't have to do as much as I used to. But we still want to be able to have it so where if we're set in a place, people can just show up.
That's it.
Exactly. Make it real easy.
Sustainability. I think that's what, for me and my organization, it's creating these spaces that community see can be done, but it's like, how can you maintain it on your own if you chose to?
Exactly.
Like if I was to step out the picture, I feel 100% confident that XYZ person or XYZ group could do it. I want you to be sustainable. I don't want you to have to lean on me.
Right. You want to be able to execute whatever you can.
Exactly.
Execute.
And I think
180 training.
that's where the issue, not the issue, but I think the bigger picture of like, you know, like she said about we can't get a Kroger. They want it to where you have to rely on a big company or a big corporation to constantly come in. But if somebody, you know.
So it's inspirational to see somebody like you come out,
I hope so.
you know, and people be able to look at you and say, wait a minute, if she can come out, she can execute and get this done. Okay, let me link up and see how we can do this. And we just kind of begin to build, you know, kind of, that's what the urban village is all about. It's about building that village, building that connectivity.
It takes
so
a village,
that way
for
those
sure.
things are present.
It takes a village, most definitely. And that, the heart of collaboration. Like I had to do a lot of learning, a lot of listening. Like I knew Fair Park from the fair, but I had to learn. And it wasn't, I mean, me being a black person, it's not hard to like, oh my God, racism like that. Like, it's not hard for me to grasp my mind around that. It's more so because the profession that I work in was the driving force behind why that happened the way that it did.
Right.
Understanding that was challenging, you know what I'm saying? Sitting with that was challenging, but you know, it takes a village to make this do what it do. You know what I'm saying? It takes a village for these people to trust me the way that they do, to come out, not only be able to be in this space, but make money and see people that look like them and not have to feel like they have to meet a quota. Like I don't ask them for their sales or anything like that. I want them to, I trust you, you know what I'm saying? If you made your money back or what you spent for a vendor fee, I want you to be able to say, okay, we sustain.
But you're giving them options, though.
It's true.
I mean, it's something different for somebody who lived over here. The only options that you really have is like maybe pizza, or like you said, to go to the fiesta where you're looking at the food that's wilting. But if you don't have a car and you don't know nobody who's be able to get around, you'd be surprised how close it is
sure.
to actually get another option, to actually get some fresh vegetables. But if that's not on your block and you don't have the accessibility to get out, then that tells you nothing. But then somebody like you show up and you got all these different options, you're like, wait a minute, hold on, I didn't even know.
It even like even being black, it takes you out of the, it takes you out of the mindset of like all of us just don't like pizza, barbecue, and soul food.
That's not all we eat.
It's seafood.
That's not all we eat.
Hey,
I like it. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying?
we like it,
We
but
do.
we want
They don't want
a variety.
They don't
of
want it
food.
every day. And I mean, I think now more people are saying that they have different dietary restrictions. Their kids eat differently. People are going towards that gluten-free vegan option. Sometimes people can't, like you said, without a car, you can't follow a food truck around the city. You gotta hope and pray that they in your area and you've seen it on Instagram or Facebook or wherever they, keep people updated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It makes
So
you feel alienated from everybody because you're looking at stuff online and you're looking at people and you're like, wait a minute. I mean, I wish I could get to that, or you be waiting for anything to give you an option to kind of get out, and that just kind of takes away from the community. Because in your eyes, you think you have to leave the community
to get what you need to
get what you need.
For sure. And so the big part of the permanency for us, is being able to be counted on, to be accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's good.
It's not like it's a big city initiative or anything like that. Although, I'm grateful for the relationship that we have massaged with City and the Red Tape. But it's really like nobody said, in the first one, they said nobody was going to come down here. Nobody was going to come to South Dallas. And they wasn't going to come for 30 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know what I mean? Like,
And that first one was a real cold weekend. I
Man,
didn't
what?
make it, but everybody I knew was at the park. And I
Man.
was sad that I missed it.
man, it was crazy.
It was ridiculous. I was like, oh my gosh, everybody was at the park. And actually, Akins and I looked up on the park one day looking for the cookie lady, D, the one that makes the oatmeal cream pies.
Yeah.
We had looked for her all week long. And Akins had texted her and was like, where are you going to be? She was like, I'll be at MLK. And so we went to the MLK Center, which is where my office is, and we couldn't find anybody. We looked around the corner and was like, oh, it's a food park. Let's go.
A lot of people, and that was something also that I felt like we missed out on. And I know, the pandemic and COVID, but we didn't really get in touch with people who were already here doing the work. You know what I'm saying? We relied a lot on St. Philip's, and Cornerstone. Not saying they're not a wealth of information, but
Right.
there's people doing the work like you and other organizations like King.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we missed out on those because we were so focused on the bigger organizations. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good. It's all
So,
good.
we're here now.
Now we know.
For sure.
Now we know. And so if you guys can make it out here again, we're here till 5 o'clock. There are vendors selling everything, people of color. These vendors got candles, soy candles as a matter of fact, one lady has.
For sure.
They got books for free. They got food. Dallas Free Press is out. My boy King Shakur is on the ones and twos. We got all kind of food trucks. It's a funnel cake man around the corner,
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah, I gotta
We
check
finna go
that
get some
out.
funnel cakes in just a minute.
Check that out.
We have jewelry. We have healing people out here. I mean, whatever you need, earrings, hats. Shanae Wise with Catering Done Wisely is out with food. Whatever you need, it is out here.
Yeah,
Vegan
out here.
snacks.
Vegan snacks out here.
Vegan snacks, y'all.
Yazzie Cake, she has vegan cupcakes and
Yes.
something
That's
else,
fine.
but it's vegan.
And that Hope Boys
Hope
got
Boy Kitchen is
a jackfruit Philly cheesesteak. I promise y'all think it's meat because I thought it was and I love meat. It was good.
I'll taste it for
Hush,
you. You don't have to ask. It's okay.
It was good.
I'm
We'll
gonna
tell
do it
you
for
about it. We'll do a review
Yeah.
on the air later on.
He done had a line
Yeah.
since 12:01. He done had nonstop.
Yeah,
people in line.
but since it started, somebody has been standing at that window waiting on their food.
Yes.
So, y'all, if you can get out here, D, I thank you so much. I
I
thank
thank
you
y'all.
for your courage to step out and start this thing. I thank you for keeping it going because I know you've had some long days and some hard nights.
Oh, man, it's a
But we
labor of love.
appreciate it. And the fact that you were driving from Port Arthur up here to get this thing together, yeah, dog, that's why you're extraordinary. Go on and hold that title. Say it with your chest, dog. Go on and say
I mean, my
it.
people still here, so you know I come home, but it takes somebody to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed, and we appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all.
We
You know what I'm saying?
appreciate you. Thank
I
you.
always say I'm not South Dallas bred, but I appreciate being able to be acclimated into the community.
Indeed. It's a special community,
For sure.
most definitely.
Most definitely.
Thank you, D.
Thank y'all.
All right, babe.